Salam alaikum, sisters and brothers. Suleiman Rahim here, messenger of the covenant, breaker of the seven seals. Sisters and brothers, I'm wearing this suit and what, over 50 years. I lost a lot of weight recently in my encounter with death. And so I was able to squeeze into it, probably for the last time. That's what I would wear today, because that is the basic of my topic, the FOI. Now, Elijah Muhammad, he cultivated the FOI. Master Muhammad set it up, but it was Elijah Muhammad. He nursed it. He took care of it for 45 years. And it was feared. It was respected. It was a true army. It was an army of Levites, the silver. They were true warriors. I was one of them. I came in 1970. Nobody cared about my feelings. They put me right to work. I was a foreman at Muhammad Speaks newspaper on the third shift. I sold 300 Muhammad Speaks newspapers every week without fail. They didn't want any excuses. If you want to be a Class A FOI, you had to sell 300, not 299, not 299 plus one. I mean 299 and a half. You had to sell 300 Muhammad Speaks newspapers a week, and you pay for them in advance. In addition, we sold fish. In addition, I attended FOI meetings every Saturday. In addition, I attended all the regular meetings on Wednesday and Friday and Sunday. In addition, I post security and searching. In addition, we post special security. Like when Elijah Muhammad had the plane, I post security at night watching to make sure no one messed with it. So all these things we did. We worked 24/7. We didn't have time for vacations. Time for nonsense. Hold on for a minute, brothers and sisters. Make sure I want to look sloppy here. Soldiers, real soldiers. The so-called FOI of Farrakhan, they're not real soldiers. They couldn't even shine the shoes of Elijah Muhammad's FOI. The only reason why they still with him, because he doesn't press them. If he tried to make them sell 300 of his so-called final call a week, they would fly away from him so fast. He can't get them to sell 10 or 20. I was there, I know. They would beg you, hey brother, can you sell 15 a week? How about 10? How about even 5? And then he would pimp the sisters out. See? Because the brothers wasn't doing anything. So he had sisters doing fundraisers so he can hop around the country with his pals, his celebrities, and carrying on. Pimping the sisters. Can you believe that? Pimping the sisters. Elijah Muhammad never did anything close to that. And I won't touch it. I don't ask you for anything I'm definitely not going to pimp the sisters. I don't require sisters to do anything. They've already done. They've already paid the price. They already got their ticket to the hereafter. They don't have to do anything. They're producing these gods, and God says that's more than anything else. Pimp the sisters. Are you kidding me? And that's what Farrakhan does. He pimps the sisters. See? But those were soldiers. The question is, in the tribe of Shabazz, are there any men left? Are there any soldiers left? Because the tribe of Shabazz was a warrior tribe. The warrior tribe. That's why all the nations resist us coming back to power. Because once we stumbled, they want to make sure we stay down. We're a warrior tribe, but are there any warriors left? I haven't seen any. I haven't seen one since Elijah Muhammad departed. I haven't seen one of FOI since Elijah Muhammad departed. But Farrakhan turned him into, he says he would make him a mockery before their enemies. They're not respected by anyone. The sisters are not respected. If something happened to the sisters, think those brothers will stand up and protect them? Hell no. But they knew when Elijah Muhammad was around, sisters was off limits. You better not even wink at one of those sisters if you want your eyes. No one effed around with the sisters, with the MGT when Elijah Muhammad was around. Period. 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 But that's not the truth now. You got fake FOI over there. Are there any warriors left? For 500 years about, we watched our women being trashed, humiliated, raped, abused in every way possible and impossible. And we did nothing. Often would help master rape them, hold them down. And we did nothing. We was told to submit to Adam, not kiss his ass. Adam went overboard. He went beyond what he was allowed to do. He went beyond that. That's why it says he afflicted us and abused us. He wasn't supposed to do that. He went beyond what he was supposed to do. And we sat and did nothing. While women were humiliated in every possible way, protecting us. How do you think we got here? If it was up to Master, there would be only demons here now. Because you could not be with a black woman without his permission. And often the black woman had to sneak at the risk of death to be with your grandfather, great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather. So you would be here today. But she was a warrior. During the 500 years, the only warrior in the warrior tribe of Shabazz were the women. It wasn't the men. It was the women. They was the warriors. Fighting for our babies, fighting for us, protecting us, putting their life on the line. Some of them holding little us in the arms while Master was raping them. They were the warriors. But now that time is over, and it's time for vengeance. It's time to exact vengeance upon those who humiliated our women. But any nation that will not stand up for its women, avenge its women, protect its women, is not a nation at all. It's definitely not a nation of men. That's why the black people are not, black men are not respected anywhere in the world. But now the time has come, and we still do nothing. Now it's the time of war, the time of vengeance, the time of uh, fighting, fighting the enemy, right? We humiliate our women. They regain respect to our women. They regain um, their honor, and we still do nothing. And we call ourselves soldiers. We're not soldiers. We call ourselves men. We're not men. We still do nothing. We still sitting around playing games, worrying about this, watching NBA, taking vacations and all that kind of stuff. And then we can't even stamp to the NOI, the FOI of Elijah Muhammad. We didn't take vacations back then. I mean, what a vacation? What was a vacation? We worked 24/7. 24/7. As long as Elijah Muhammad was there for the 4 years I was there with him, I worked 24/7. 24/7. A break? What was a break? Warriors. And I've still been working on post even after Elijah Muhammad departed. Working 24/7 to get this truth out. But they still doing nothing. And then you wonder why our women don't respect us, don't cooperate with us, right? Don't listen to us, right? Because they won't tell you to your face, or you knock their damn teeth out. That's the kind of men you are. You knock her teeth out, see, but you go around looking for master, the butt break you. But you got used to it. But you knock your sister out. You knock your female out, the black female out. See, this is pathetic. And you call yourself soldiers. You're not soldiers. I haven't seen one since Elijah Muhammad departed. You got people, oh man, no. You better go back and look at the standard. See, none of you were around, so you don't really understand the standard. All you know is what Elijah Muhammad told you. Excuse me, what Farrakhan told you. And what he has is not the standard. I'm telling you, I was there. And none of you can compete with the FOI of that time. None of you. So how in the hell can you consider yourself soldiers, warriors? You don't even want to commit to that level of commitment. And you wait for me to push you. I'm not going to push you. See, Elijah Muhammad pushed them. But see, the problem when you push people, when you stop pushing, they stop moving. And that's what happened. That's why the NOI, FOI fell apart after Elijah Muhammad left, because he wasn't there pushing them anymore. I'm not going to push you. If you're waiting for that, you'll be waiting forever. We're raising up a nation of gods, not a nation of Negroes. I'm going to tell you what the truth is. Now you can respond or not respond. I'm going to tell you what the criteria is, and you can respond or not respond. That's totally up to you. So if you miss the mark, you miss it on your own. You want me to tell you that you're ready and you're not? And you're not. None of you can, you might want to wear a white uniform on, but none of you, not one of you out there. I don't care if you were Farrakhan, Salas, or whoever you think you're with. Not one of you out there can shine the shoes of one of Elijah Muhammad's FOI. I'm telling you, I was there. I see what you do. I see how you react. I see how you do things. You're not ready. You're not even close to being ready. And Elijah Muhammad only had to deal with these devils. But we're told the tribe of Shabazz, remnant that are left over, is going to be that rock, that stone that's going to crush all the nations. You think you're going to be part of that? No, you're probably going to be part of what's going to be crushed. because you waiting for those things to happen. They're going to happen because the stone crushed them, not because somebody prophesies it. It has to be done. The stone has to crush them. And are you part of that crushing process? No, you're not. Because if you were working 24/7 to avenge our women were suffering 24/7 for nearly 500 years, and you go out there and do something for 2 or 3 hours or maybe an hour, and then you sit back and rest, and you're going to party and do everything else you want to do, and you think you're a soldier? Our women didn't take a rest for 500 years, 24/7, 365, and they was warriors, and they fought tooth and nail. They fought massive tooth and nail, or you would not be here. You the evidence that they fought. You the evidence they was warriors. You are the evidence. And now you go out into some little video and think you a warrior? You think that was stood up under Elijah Muhammad? I'm going to sell a couple of papers. Your ass would be out on the streets. You worked 24/7. You was gone. You had time for a break to look up to see what was going on. Who was in battle 24/7. Engaged with the enemy 24/7. Out on the streets, selling Muhammad Speak newspaper in the devil's face 24/7. You think you can compete with that? You think you're doing something? I'm telling you the truth. You don't like it? Too bad. We don't give a damn about your feelings. I told you that Elijah Muhammad didn't give a damn about my feelings or no one else's feelings. You did 300 papers. You didn't have no excuse. Your ass was out of there. He didn't care. Which, oh man, I got this problem. I got a problem. Well, get your ass out of here then. Come back when you're ready. That's the message you got. You don't understand. I'm telling you the truth. You don't want to hear it, that's your problem. Those warriors and the tribe of Shabazz, when Suleiman raised them up, when the four winds blow, they're going to be greater warriors than even that. That's why it says, right, those who are the least in the kingdom of heaven. What's the kingdom of heaven? What's the hereafter? That's the promised land. It said the least will be greater than Elijah, and Elijah was great. Why? Because they're gods. Elijah was not a god. That means their works were greater than Elijah. Say the least will be greater. And how you, that means their works are greater, not because, oh, I'm an angel warrior, so I'm greater. Really? Explain to me how that works. I'm an angel warrior, so I'm greater than Elijah? Are your works greater than Elijah? See, oh man, that's too hard. Okay, that means you're not ready. That means you're not a god, because he wasn't a god. That's too much for you, then that means you can't make the cut. If you go to NFL, right, you got to make the cut. I'm just telling you, you're not ready. You can't keep up with me, and I'm still sick. I haven't recovered. I'm in recovery mode. I still got a lot of issues. As soon as I could get up out of the hospital, I'm here fighting, still fighting. I've been fighting for 30-some years. And you don't see me backing down, tiring at all. And you see what I'm doing this, but you don't see the things I'm doing in the background. You think you see everything I'm doing? No, you don't believe we're at war. That's just something that you say. Oh, we're at war. No, you don't believe it. Action speaks louder than words. Because if you believe it, you'll be 24/7 kicking ass. Putting that information out there, studying the angel. Breaking it down. coming up with ways to get the information out there. We didn't have time for BS. Oh, people say, well, Elijah Muhammad, his personal life. Hey, I don't give a damn about Elijah Muhammad's personal life. I don't get into that. It's his personal life. That's between him and those women or whatever. That's them. I don't get into people's personal life. I don't get into people's toilet habits. Elijah Muhammad just talk about that, about you had ministers want to get into people's toilet habits. He said, we don't do that. It's his personal business. And I don't get into that personal of yours. I know initially there were some people, trying to draw me in. I said, no, I don't get into your personal business. It ain't none of my business. We don't do that. We don't watch, we don't watch people's toilet habits. The God don't do it. I don't do it. The angels don't do it. No one does it. That's between you and that. Nobody wants being your toilet habits, getting your business, your personal business. We don't do that. If you're doing that, you better stop it. I just want you to understand, bro, since we're at war, but you don't understand it. You don't believe it because you're not responding to it. You're doing this, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You got to stick your toe in the water, right, to see if it's cool or whatever. Okay, you keep doing that. And when they shut the door in the ark and you find yourself on the outside, you can't blame me. But I told you, you wasn't ready. You wasn't ready. You wasn't doing. You wasn't making the criteria. That's why I said the least. How in the world? Just think about how could the least in the promised land be greater than Elijah, unless they was doing greater works than Elijah. Well, just because they was there. That's what it took. He's the criteria. He's the standard. I had to, like I said, I backed into this thing, but I had to, I guess that's the wrong word. So I had to prove, because I wasn't trying to prove anything. But in retrospect, to prove that you are the messenger of the covenant, you have to break those 7 seals. I didn't realize that at the time. I didn't know what I was getting into. I said, they kind of tricked me into it. I kind of was upset about it. But once I realized what was going on, I accepted it. I was with Elijah Muhammad, a soldier. So if the battle intensifies, I should step up to the battle. So that's why I did. I stepped up. I was just a little concerned about how I was drawn into it. I would like to know what I was getting into before I got into it. But that's not the way it happened. I stepped up. Like I said, I had no idea. I was just trying to solve a puzzle. That's all I was. I had no idea about no breaking no 7 seals or nothing. I was just trying to solve a puzzle because that's what I do. I was just trying to solve a puzzle. I had no idea what I was getting into. But I did. So it was, I guess, a good thing they did the way they did it. I don't think anybody would want to go through that. The things, the sacrificing things you have to make that I had to make. They've done that. I'm not complaining. Like I said, I just wish I knew what I was getting into before I got into it. That's a concern of mine. I didn't think the scientists had to trick me into it because that's what they did. That they did. They had no idea I was the messenger of the covenant. I'd be the breaker of the 7 seals. I'd be the one to take us to the promised land. I had no idea about any of those things. All I know was I was a soldier of Elijah Muhammad, and I was going to keep on post right until Elijah Muhammad returns. That's all I knew, and that's all I was about. I had no idea about all of this, none of it. But when the war intensified, I stepped up. That's what it's all about, brothers and sisters. Once I realized we're at war, to that extent, I knew we were at war because Elijah Muhammad told us we was at war. So I was at the war on that level. I had no idea the dimensions of this war, the full dimensions, all the enemies and all the things we had. Once I understood that, that means the war intensified. That means I had to intensify. The enemy is fighting harder. That means I had to fight harder than the enemy. I got superior weapons, so I keep fighting hard, hard, hard until the enemy is destroyed. And you may not understand it, but I keep telling you, the angel is the device. Right? It's explosive, has explosive power to destroy. And it is what it is, destroying this whole reality. It tells you in the angel. Do you read it? It says, when he opened this seal, this happened. We open this seal, this happened. That means these things are happening because the angel is being ignited and explosive power. You need to understand that. And what it took to ignite it, I wouldn't want to go through that again. I wouldn't want to go through that again. It wasn't easy. I'm not complaining about it because that's what's required of the tribe of Shabazz. And if I'm going to lead the tribe of Shabazz, I need to be able to withstand all the trials and tribulations that all the members of the tribe of Shabazz will have to endure. I have to be the leader, I have to be out front. See, we don't play those games like the devils do, or the general sits back in the office while the troops out there fighting. No, we go back to the old way. The king, right? He's the first one on the battlefield. He leads the battle. I'm leading the battle. I'm leading the battle. And Master Muhammad is backing us. We're at war, brothers and sisters. I know you don't understand that. Some of you say, hey, how come these folks don't understand this truth? Is so simple. I told you, it's because they are the heart zone. But the better question is, since you see these things, since you say you understand these things, how come you don't understand we are at war? How come you ain't stepping up to be a warrior? I said some part-time cheerleader. When you're at war, there's no part-time. It's 24/7, and you either win or you lose. If you take a break, that means you're helping the enemy, because that means you're off the battlefield. That means that's one less soldier the enemy has to deal with. No, you're not ready, not even close to ready. And some of your feelings are being hurt too bad. Bye. So long. We don't care about your feelings. Not one bit. So if your feelings are hurt, bye. Run back to Farrakhan. He massage your feelings. The devil massage your feelings. Little music, little drugs, whatever. Because they massage your feelings. So you go over there. You go to a church, hey, they massage your feelings because they want to keep you coming in there. Paying them tithes and give 10%, right? And whatever. So they're going to placate your feelings. We don't give a damn about your feelings here. If your feelings are hurt, bye. Because we're in the mind zone. In the mind zone, there's no feelings. There's only mathematics. So I'm telling you the truth. That's why you're going to get here. I said, I came out as a lamb. Now we talk about lion. Hell is about to break loose. Are you ready? Are you close to ready? Because Lazarus, he's about to wake up. A huge army. And when you see them, and you see yourself, then you realize you wasn't even an army, you weren't a soldier at all. So you need something to compare yourself against. If you compare yourself against Farrakhan's so-called warriors, you're nothing. And that's one of the problems. You don't have anybody to compare yourself against except me. Anybody to compare yourself against. And most of you can't keep up with me. So you haven't seen a real FOI. Because could any of you would stand up on the Elijah Muhammad's FOI? Could you? Think about it. Could you? Would you? Soldiers, brothers and sisters, soldiers. I told you the only warriors were our sisters during the last 5 years. Now it's time for you to avenge your sisters, these beautiful black women who suffered for us, who fought for us, who died for us for 500 years. Now it's time to step up and avenge them, right? To take and take back their honor. And you doing nothing but stand there with your thumb up your behind, wonder what you need to do. I'm gonna make a video. And you wonder why they have no respect for you. It's bad. The question is, are there any warriors left in the tribe of Shabazz? Are there any warriors left in the tribe of Shabazz? We're going to see in a minute when Master Muhammad pulls the plug on this reality and Lazarus rises. And we're going to see if there are any more warriors in the tribe of Shabazz. Because if there are, this world's in trouble. Because we will avenge our women. We'll avenge them. You touched us, okay. You never should touch our women. You never touch them. What you did, you shameless coward, you beast. As you have done, must be done to you. And we don't want your funky women. They walk around with their clothes all off like that. Why do everybody see their ass? They love to show their ass to everybody. We don't want their funky ass. You see them all over. Social media, everything with their clothes all off, G-strings on, like, we want that? They love to walk around naked, and they call us the savages. Because they have no natural beauty. They try to attract you with their naked ass. Want their funky ass. And then you got, well, they must be demon sisters, you know. I mean, there's some monsters hung up in that. But they're trying to be just more stupid than the devils. With their clothes off, like, who cares? Your naked ass? That's all you got? Do you have a mind? Because that's what I'm interested in. I can't sleep in bed with you 24/7. After that, then what? I said then, stare at you for the next 24 hours? At your naked ass? It's stupid. But they love to show their little naked ass, like, hey, see my naked ass? And some of us just run to them. I'm one of them. Sad. You step all over our sisters. I'm glad you are stepping over because we don't want you anyway. We want you to mess with our sisters. But you're going to be kissing their feet in a few more days because we're going to crush all the nations. What's left is going to kiss our women's feet. They was the warriors for the last 500 years. And now it's your time to step up and you are doing nothing. 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 Now it's your time to avenge your women and you're doing nothing. Nothing. And you understand why they don't respect you. And they tell you to your face you will knock the damn, will break their jaw. Brothers and sisters, this is pathetic. Are there any warriors left in the tribe of Shabazz? We know that the warriors of the Levites has been reduced to nothing by Farrakhan. So they got to go through a tribulation to be restored. But when Lazarus rises, a little small, little stone, they're true warriors. And they're going to war. They're going to crush all the nations, crush all of them to nothing, to dust. After Lazarus, after the tribe of Shabazz, the warrior tribe. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. If you're offended, too bad. Because that means you in the hot zone. So you're always going to be offended unless we sing a song for you or do a dance for you or give you some drugs. So you're always going to be offended. So we don't waste time with you. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. We're going to leave it there. Assalamu alaikum.